Hello, everyone. Welcome to the channel. I'm your host, Mahmoud. I'm the founder and CEO of Action AI, where we build custom AI module for different companies, different SaaS companies. But enough about me. Today, we have with us Mr. Keal Blake. He is the VP of Global Partnership and Strategy at vVenue. Keal, I have a lot to say about you, but I will stop. I will have you introduce yourself.
Well, Mahmoud, thank you so much for having me. It's an honor to be here and appreciate the invite. So my name is Keal Blake, and I've been with vVenue for about just under 3 years. But before my time here, I actually was inspired by growing up playing sports, playing tennis and basketball. Now I play pickleball, and the reason I share that is I actually went to school to be a film major.
Oh,
So I had just creative storytelling in mind, and then this little thing, when we all look at benchmarks in life of milestones, the economic crash happened, and I said, you know what, I'm going to need to make a little bit of money when I come out of college to pay for my education, and so I quickly went to the next opportunity, which was finance, and I studied the world of finance, and I took on internships early on, working for investment banks in New York City and in Atlanta. So I worked for Sumitomo Trust, and then also was SunTrust at the time and Truist. I got my first role in sports working as an intern at the Arnold Palmer Invitational. And I share that because it just lit a passion in me around athletics and sports and the business of sports. And so after I graduated, I worked for the athletics department at UCF and worked within the foundation fundraising, but also led the ticketing RFP. I wasn't the decision maker at the time, but that was a catalyst, I really truly believe, for the rest of my career because I learned so much about the incumbents in the space, the Ticketmasters, the Pacquiolans at the time, New Lion. And then I went on to start or actually went on to work for the 10th largest privately held insurance company, leading marketing, and they had 30 plus sport team partnerships. So together we built a sports marketing arm of that. And then I got the entrepreneurial spirit from the founders of that business who had grown it for 25 years. And From two people to 1,500 people during that time. And so then I got that entrepreneurial spirit and started my own business, and that was in marketing. And two of my customers ultimately grew quite a bit. So that started a marketing tech firm and then a 10-year journey alongside ticketing. So spent 10 years, 6 years full time helping build another ticketing company and then found vVenue. So just to give that background, and then last but not least, because I actually just got off a call earlier today, so I'm reminiscing a little bit, but I ran into some folks that knew the professors of mine back at UCF. I studied sports business, and the point that I'm going to make there is that without their support and help, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing today. And I went back and taught for 5 years to pay it forward because uh, truly, the people that invest in us are what empower us to be able to think outside the box and grow today. But with
wow.
that said, Mahmoud, thank you so much for having me,
Yeah.
and really nice to connect with you.
No, it's great to have you. And just to ponder on that point, it is like the people that you meet along the way kind of reshapes you as a person that who you are, because otherwise we end up being, in that cycle, in the same cycle, and then 20 years later, you realize that there could have been so much more. People we meet along the way kind of inspire us, or in a lot of cases, like pushes us to pursue that goal, or get to that point that you probably maybe may have dreamt about, or may even not know that you can. So this is amazing. It's a great story. Thank you for sharing with us. So, did you, if I understand correctly, did you found the V venue, or V venue used to be your client? Is that,
So,
did I get it
so
right?
great question. And no, so I did not found vVenue. So vVenue actually was founded by three people in Germany, Simon, and Jens. I was referencing, so I worked in the ticketing industry for about 9, 10 years prior to joining vVenue. And so But I met the founders of eVenue about 5 years ago, and I saw something incredibly special with the vision and the product that they had built.
Can you, so that naturally tickles my curiosity. What does vVenue do and what's your role in? Like, I know you're the VP of Global Partnership, but what do you do?
Yeah, so vVenue, we are a technology company that is driving and empowering our organizers to sell through the primary and secondary market of ticketing for sports and entertainment. And so we interact and we operate already with more than 1,000 organizers. We're powering events for more than 200 sports clubs. We're powering events for more than 140 colleges in the US. And what's so unique about our approach to the marketplace is that we're a SaaS product. So, in the world where when you look at, say, Amazon, in the world of e-commerce and being the big marketplace incumbent, and then Shopify came along and offered openness, flexibility, a modern infrastructure. We're bringing openness, flexibility, and modern infrastructure to the sports and entertainment space. And that's for organizers like the Grammys, the Golden Globes, Stanford Athletics, for example, in the college space, was one of our first three, now 140 colleges in the US, and say the Special Olympics. And then, that grew where we're working also early on. One of our first customers was FC Schalke 04, a Bundesliga football club in Germany, 60,000 seats in the stadium. And you're powering that purchase of whether it be a single game ticket or a single match ticket or season tickets for the matches, but it's also the relationship that you're powering with that fan. And so it's not just game days. It's when Taylor Swift comes to Veltins Arena for FC Schalke 04, and what that does in terms of, four instantaneous, or I should say three instantaneous sellouts that then turned into four instantaneous sellouts, and the scalability of the technology. And so it's the reliability, the scale, modern UX UI for the buying journey, and then the ease of use for the organizers to be able to put those tickets on sale, but also deliver the experience. And the last example I'll give is recently Bad Bunny down in Puerto Rico
Mhm.
through our customer. And this is the difference between we are SaaS and we're also a PaaS business. And SaaS, and we all know, and for many years, PaaS is platform as a service. So we actually power the technology behind the scenes of other ticketing companies globally. And so Ticketera is a great partner in Puerto Rico, and they put it on sale through their ASM Global relationship venues with Bad Bunny, and together we sold 400,000 tickets in an
Wow.
hour, 4 hours total, but an hour majority of that throughput, and that was 35 million in gross ticketing volume, uh, while also keeping 80,000 tickets through a proprietary process that Manny at Ticketera and our team all worked on together to make sure that there were shows where 80,000 Puerto Ricans could go and have access to the shows. So we're delivering a modern, best-in-class solution to event organizers.
Great. No, no, it's great to hear. You touched base a little bit here and there, especially with the Amazon versus Shopify example. Shopify does charge much, much less than Amazon. I'm a I'm a customer. I'm not gonna say victim. I'm a customer of that, so I know what happens behind the scene. But can you elaborate a little bit more, like how are you serving your clients better than your competitor? Like if someone wants to sign up with you,
Mhm.
why you not your competitor? And who's your competitor?
Yeah. So you bring up a great question, and there's this big shift happening, right? In the experience economy right now, we're looking at what historically was an IP and content-driven space has now shifted to be a real estate, to be ultimately media, and now it's really a data-driven business. And the data is that relationship with the fan that has the emotional connection, or the attendee, the emotional connection to that IP. And how do you steward that experience? And how do you deliver the best moments to families and friends that are going together? I mean, that's what we all remember when we go back to sporting events or music events or lifestyle entertainment, museums. It's all about building these memories with the people we love and care about. And ultimately, to do that, takes data to provide now what we as the global community, because the globalization of sport and entertainment is happening faster than ever, the level of expectation of that experience has increased to know that, you know what, maybe this brand or this experience should know a little bit more about my preferences or and be able to deliver unique offers or unique opportunities. And so that's where, similar to that Amazon marketplace to Shopify direct consumer, we're empowering our organizers with first party data. And so it's their community, their first party data, and they can use the tools that they choose with our best in class ticketing platform to be able to plug in through 90 plus native integrations. And this is where vVenues is really interesting in this space because we are so modern. We've been able to build with this much more, I'd say, universal mindset and approach to how we build features for different verticals. Because you can imagine buying a ticket for a football match in Europe versus a North American football game in the U.S. versus a Broadway theater in New York City versus, a timed entry experience, what we call Instagram museums with, specific time slots or an attraction. It's all very different. And so we've been able to build robust feature sets quickly across all these verticals because of the universal application of our tech. And so because it's a modern, open, and flexible solution, uh, ultimately our SaaS platform creates this future-proof model because technology is changing so quickly. So what truly makes us different than, say, the traditional, what people might see as competition, even though we're positioned more as a technology ticketing company, is the ability to adapt quickly and bring on new technology because we're focused on being best in class in ticketing, not best in class in everything else because AI is, rapidly advancing. So we just want to future-proof how you can take advantage of best-in-class solutions in your digital ecosystem.
No, that's great. And we are segue towards AI in a second. Just I had one last question before we jump onto that new can of worms. How do you guys reach out to the venues, or how do you acquire customers or clients?
Yeah. So we have an incredible go-to-market team led by Dr. Freedy doing research. Because of our modern, open, and flexible platform that you can white label and brand, and because of the access to first-party data, because of the 90 integrations, and also then being able to build on top, so very tech-friendly for systems integrators. There's a lot of research that goes into who are the best customers that are ready to take their digital ecosystem and bring their tech stack forward and modernize the infrastructure that drives their events. And so, number one, it's the research to know within all the verticals who the best conversations and opportunities are to reach out. Then it's sales and outbound calls and emails, as we all know.
Yeah.
Uh, and then it's marketing, so our inbound content, and we engage on LinkedIn, and we engage in podcasts. We have our partnerships, like our platform technology relationships with CRMs, email marketing platforms. I could go on payment processors. We also engage with ambassadors in the industry. And then our systems integrators, that work on great projects to customize because of our openness and our great API documentation. And then we attend industry events. So we say it like we are doing a lot, and we are. We've scaled out a marketing team, and we have an incredibly well-structured sales team with a leader that came from Salesforce, Adam Prowler, who's just built an incredible process with our team. And but with that in mind, focus has to be driven through all of that. To answer your question, is that we try to focus as much as possible in each of those areas to reach customers.
Got you, got you. Yeah, that's interesting. Then there's a lot of venues or a lot of avenues that you guys are exploring. That's good to know. As promised, we're gonna jump into the next segment, which is the AI. Um, so how do you feel about this technological revolution or shift or rapid involvements of AI in the industry? How are you guys using it or preparing yourself to adopt it? Um, basically, it's a twofold question. If you are using it, using AI or building your own AI, which is pretty much everybody claims that they are, how are you building it? What is it for? And like, how are you adapting with with this never-ending changes every day?
Yeah, I mean, just like any opportunity out there, you can almost build a SWOT chart and look at the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats to identify, what's ahead, the risks. But internally, we have leveraged AI for some of the things without any proprietary data, without plugging anything in that just to speed up certain processes. But it has to be within our internal ecosystem. So we have very strict rules because of our data compliance and our governance and cybersecurity. But then from a customer standpoint in our product and platform, some of it maybe in product would be ideation, nothing that touches our actual core code or code in general, but ideation around maybe how to do something external. And then always the human touch coming in at this point. Then, it's with our customers and our platform. It's really getting things in order and in place to be ready to take advantage of all of what's coming ahead with AI. And so, there's so many ways, which I think we'll get into here in a little bit, of what it could do for our industry and what it can do for our customers. But frankly, in our industry, a lot of customers need to prepare to be ready to be able to use AI. And so it's really created the opportunity for organizers to get their digital ecosystems more in order to have a competitive advantage. Because I mean, let's face it, I'm not going to say anything. The organizations out there have built great businesses, okay? And like I mentioned, there's real estate, there's finance, and then there's ticketing, and it's all combined. But the point that I'm gonna make is that some of the technology is really dated. Some of the core code is 20, 30 years old, whereas our core code is less than 6 years old. And we're launching 700 feature updates or plus a year. And that's where we're looking at all of the ways and getting ahead with our customers of, again, focusing on being the best in class ticketing platform, but how can we take that and empower it to be plugged in with the best in class, solutions of today and tomorrow?
Understood. Yeah, you make a good point that again this AI revolution started from tech industry from us, so it's eventually going to trickle down to the masses and eventually the end customers as well. So it is important that we place ourselves in such a way that as we implement, we also educate people and then prepare them. Because a lot, again, as I go through LinkedIn every day, every single company has a subtitle, like a subline saying that, oh, we use AI for this AI. Like everybody's AI. But I think nobody takes a step back and then understands the actual capability and how can we fine tune it, use it for our betterment, not just, eliminate people or eliminate costs. It can be a very good tool in your arsenal if you can use it properly, of course.
Yeah,
Um,
Mahmoud, I have to add to that, to your
yeah.
point, is that we're asking questions and asking our customers too, and we're also asking the industry, and we're learning from experts. I'll give an example. A friend in the space recently invited me while I was in New York City to an AI hackathon, and it happened to be in fintech. And I
Hmm.
listened to six incredible finalist ideas on what they could leverage AI to apply towards data that's available. And it was inspiring because I envision that for the future of sports and entertainment. But to your point, it's all about how are we prepared
Hmm.
to be able to work alongside these incredibly innovative solutions to empower them to take action, but also mitigate the risks, identify the internal weaknesses, and maximize the strengths and everything that we're doing.
Yeah, you wanna build vertically as fast as possible, but as safe as possible. If you're building a high tower building, you want to build it fast, but you don't want to like cut corners and just get up there. So yeah, again, you touch base to my next question a little bit that w where do you see it going moving forward? Maybe let's say again, it's a assumption. It's just, picking your brain, picking your experiences. Where do you see this taking the industry?
Look, I could say this before I give my answer. Learning every day, and being in that room at the hackathon, there were so many smart people in that room that I was learning from, and we were having fun, challenging conversations, challenging the ideas, and so I say that to say is that I think there's so many directions this can go, and it's not a matter of which ones are right or which ones are wrong. It's going to be a matter of um, how quickly are we able to adapt and how quickly can we meet with human behavior in the technology?
Mhm.
Uh, because there's a variety of different ways. But to jump into the specifics, is I think out of the gate, and this is where I will give a shout out to a friend, Marcus at Breadcrumb AI. I think faster and more efficient data analysis is, going to power more real-time decision making. It's going to identify opportunities within customer segments. It's going to help us visualize data and build reports much faster. It already is, but I mean more at scale. That an everyday person can have the best data in front of them quickly, but it can also be molded to their needs. So in sports and entertainment, that's the box office. That could be the CFO. That could be the person who's managing staffing for the venue that day based on different KPIs that are identified towards how they can make their decisions. Data can flow and be analyzed much faster. The next one is personalized marketing. So I look at just understanding use behavior and demand signals, and then how does that shorten the path to be able to earn new revenue and for people to buy based on understanding what moments are best to reach out. What's the most authentic communication style that's real, that's providing value? Because everything is a two-way relationship. So um, in order to create a great experience, you're providing the value that someone is looking for, and then they're going to pay for it. So speaking of that is the in-venue experience. I think when we talk about competition in the immersive experience, I'm sorry, the experience economy and immersive experiences, some of the biggest competition in the future, Mahmoud, is at home. I mean, I see a nice TV behind you. There might be a gaming console or something of sorts, um, but it's VR and AR, and the future is coming soon, where I've been watching the U.S. Open this week. It's so much fun to watch. And there's so many college football, basketball will be starting later, but college football starting now. Like it's such an exciting season with all of the events happening. But the point being is that it's so comfortable to watch those events from home or from a local, restaurant because they built these incredible experiences. So venues are having to elevate their experience to be able to bring people out in a competitive way. And so what that means is AI can help develop these really innovative ideas and activations in premium experiences. We're seeing that shift globally, is that the venue is more about premium experiences and social experiences, because that's the one thing you can't trade out is the electric energy of having that many people in a space so passionate about something, whether they're fans of the same team or not. Sometimes makes it even more fun. But that's where I think the next one is speaking about the experiences is support. So whether it's experiences of buying your tickets, experiences of once you get to the venue on where do I park, what's the traffic look like, what are the directions, kind of that whole life cycle of from ticket to scanning to experiencing to leaving to giving your feedback. I do believe that AI agents are going to be able to aggregate all this data to really help be your assistant to make sure you have a great experience while you're in the venue. Uh, but we're just scratching the surface. That's just a start, and that's what I said. That's just this much. There's so many smart people out there right now that are evaluating all of these different areas. But
Mhm.
that's why I think it's so important to just have flexible technology going into the future.
Cool, cool. Um, so a couple of things. Maybe I'll again throw you a twofold question. Where is vvenue today, and where do you see it in, let's say, in 12 months? And in a given perfect world, where would you like it to be in 12 months?
Hmm. It's a great question. So we currently operate in 40 countries. A big goal of our organization is to sell the largest volume of tickets, but it doesn't mean V venue again, because nobody's out there wearing a V venue jersey, waving that flag. They're wearing the jersey of Stanford Athletics. They're wearing, the music artists t-shirts. By the way, I like your t-shirt. I mentioned it before we started. This says never follow, always lead. I love that. And that's where the relationship is direct with the fan or the attendee. And so, where I would like to see it is I'd like to see it in as many countries as possible because we can localize to languages. We are payment processor agnostic. We already work with 20 plus payment processors globally so that we can, offer the local payment methods, the wallets, just there's so many different varieties of payment methods when we look at the global economy and payments infrastructure. So I'd love to see us in as many countries as possible. I'd also, I see us, we are already up market, but we're moving up market even faster than ever before. I'd love to see us ticketing one of the top five US sport leagues. I'd love to see us ticketing a global federation event. And all of these things are realistic. I'd love to see us within the Power Four or Group of Five, which we already are in the Group of Five and close to. But I'd love to just see that growth. But again, as long as it's protecting our organizers' experience and innovating in this space, that's what our organization is set out to do is to be able to provide organizers a tool to build the best experience for their fans, for their customers. And then ultimately, when they do that, that increases their revenue. And keeping that balance in place, I think we can do that within the next 12 months and maintain the growth rate that we have today. Going from, and I don't think I shared earlier, but when I started, we were about 35, 40 employees. We're at 160 today. We'll be at 230 by the end of the year. So I'd love to see us. I'd love to see us within that time be maybe cross that 300 mark and be 2000 20 2,500 customers.
Great, great. Yeah, as I was mentioning earlier, you want to grow, but you want to grow with a stable foundation. Great.
Sustainability.
So, what do you think are the challenges? Like, what what is kind of a few things that you feel like are challenging or can be challenging in to get you to the actual goal that you want, where you want to see the company?
Yeah. I love this question because I know you have a growth mindset and this is all centered around growth. And we're in a hyperscale mode and to scale it's efficiency. And so spending time where you can make the biggest impact, but maintaining the lens of what's most important to your customer. Doing those two things in balance is so important. So, highest impact with efficiency while maintaining the customer lens. And in our case, our customer, we have this subset of, we have our customer, the organizer who's running the events, and we have our customer, their end user and customer. And so that's where it's so important. I think the challenge comes in, and we're doing this in an efficient way, but it's enabling our entire team and learning how to deliver that value. But what we've been able to do with our technology makes it easy to learn how to build a seat map, makes it easy to learn how to navigate through it, makes it easy to learn how to put an event on sale. So it has empowered us to do this at scale. But I think there are certain activities that just take time. And so I think it's finding ways we can reduce waste of time when we can.
Great, great. So we are almost at time. I just have one last question. So for what are your suggestions for a young company like ours who are in the AI field? Everybody's in the AI field, but our goal is to basically help small to mid-sized companies with AI tools that can, as you mentioned, that increase the productivity and efficiency and reach out to more people more in a customized way. So, what would be your suggestion for us?
Yeah, I think someone shared with me at a young age, the day you stop learning is the day you stop living. So I just say is that
Very well said. Yeah.
be open to change.
Mhm.
And it's so important to learn right now and embrace what's happening. And I think by embracing it, learning and being open to that change and putting together the right foundations, we all can be a part of the growth that's ahead. And that's where I just think it's going to be a lot of fun. And I do want to ask you, I got to know.
Yeah, yeah.
So, what's your favorite live event? Do you have a team? Uh, do you have a favorite artist, music? And then, just what's the best memory you've had in the experience economy?
Um, I am not, I'm gonna be very open. I'm not a very big concert person, but if you can tell by this side of my wall, there is a fake World Cup like a little replica, let's say.
I didn't
But
know it was fake, all right? It's too far
it's a
from
replica,
to know
yes.
it's
But the
fake. So,
ball is real though. The
yeah.
ball is the one that was used in 2022
Wow.
World Cup. It's a soccer, football, however you want to go, football World Cup. I'm a huge, huge, huge Lionel Messi fan. He's coming in New York. I plan to go. I haven't got booked my ticket yet. Maybe my time is coming, so I will definitely look into it. But yeah, a huge soccer fan and cricket. I don't know if you're familiar with cricket or not. I used to play cricket, so that's like kind of in me. But if I would like to go and see something, I would probably go see a soccer game and actually have that like experience basically because I know we're gonna be sitting like so far you're not gonna be able to see the replays of the VARs and whatnot, but it's the experience that you want to see. You go with friends and families, you're cheering, shouting. Every time I went to see a game, like I had came up with a broken voice. It's just like screaming, and you don't get that at home. So definitely. uh Anything else, Keel?
Well, I think, I'm an advocate for AI and leveraging it in the ways that we can. But in this space, I'd say let's figure it out. When I'm in New York, one of the next times, let's go to an event together, football match of sorts. We do work with the New York Cosmos, that our new USL Pro League One team there. But we also could always go catch Messi if we can align the stars while in town.
Absolutely, absolutely. I would love that.
Thank
Keel,
you.
thank you so much. This has been a great conversation. I look forward to meet you sometime in future, but I really appreciate your time. Thank you for coming to the show, and we'll keep in touch.
Thank you so much. My pleasure.